皆様、こんにちは。国際ロータリー平和フェローシップ Alumni Relations Specialist プルリンスと申します。今日はお招きいただいてありがとうございます。本当は日本語でスピーチしたいんですが、全部は難しいので英語で話します。Thank you for understanding. Today, I'd like to give an overview of Rotary Peace Fellow alumni and their importance to Rotary, a little about my work and strategies to leverage the alumni network, and I'll also talk about the development of the Rotary Peace Fellowship Alumni Association over the past 2 years, and offer some prospects for the future. In my role, I'm responsible for supporting implementation of effective alumni programs for all Rotary alumni of different programs. However, I concentrate on creating opportunities for Rotary Peace Fellow alumni to engage in Rotary service. You are already familiar with the Rotary Peace Fellowship, but I'd like to remind you that since the Rotary Peace Centers began in 2002, more than 1,400 people have graduated from our programs and are working in peace and development in over 115 countries. 143 of these alumni have graduated from International Christian University. How do alumni fit into the strategic plan for the Rotary Peace Centers? Well, alumni are obviously graduates from the program, so they are crucial to the success of the program. The program's objectives include making sure that there are strong regional networks of Peace Fellows that allow us to engage meaningfully with alumni. We also want to provide opportunities for alumni to build their networks through Rotary International strategic partnerships, of course, but also by collaboration with other alumni and with Rotarians in clubs and districts. Another objective is that fellows, including alumni, are knowledgeable about Rotary's work and are engaged with the Rotary network and projects. Before talking about how alumni are participating in Rotary networks, I will give a broad overview of our alumni's professional work. In this graph, you can see the types of work alumni are doing. For example, 27% work for non-governmental organizations. This may include local NGOs or large international organizations, like the Red Cross, for example. Another 18% work in research and education, such as professors of peace studies at other universities or working with youth peace education. 14% also work at government agencies. Now, this may include national departments of health or diplomatic positions. The important point is that alumni work as peace builders across many different types of professional roles. As I said, out of 1,400 alumni, 143 of them have graduated from ICU, and Rotary International at some point has been in contact with 135 of those alumni. When we look at the information we have on ICU alumni, the trends are similar. Alumni of ICU, like other Rotary Peace Centers, serve as leaders in government and non-government agencies, education and research, United Nations agencies, law enforcement and the military, humanitarian groups, and international organizations. Importantly, when we survey alumni, 93% report that they are in jobs connected to peace and development in some way. This is so important because our alumni can be peace builders regardless of the specific career that they're in. We also find, unsurprisingly, that alumni work in regions around the world. Of course, our alumni are from places around the world, so this is expected. But we know of 21% of alumni, for example, who live and work in Asia. Here you will see the locations of alumni from ICU around the world. Just like with other alumni, while 32% reside in Asia, alumni of ICU are working around the world as peace builders. In Japan specifically, there are around 25 alumni in the country. Next, I'd like to look at a few specific alumni, because Rotary Peace Fellows are much more than statistics or numbers. Their impact can only be understood by knowing about the work they are doing in their communities and internationally. Rita Lopidia, for example, who you see here, is the executive director and co-founder of EVE Organization for Women Development in South Sudan. She, in fact, is an alumna of Bradford University in the UK and our Rotary Peace Center there. Her organization works to increase the number of women holding decision-making positions. And for her outstanding work, she was awarded the 2020 United States Institute for Peace Women Peacebuilding Award, and we're very proud of her for accepting that honor. Another alumnus from the master's program at Uppsala University in Sweden is Jamie Lesueur. And Jamie is a very accomplished individual. As you can see, he is the head of emergency operations at the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. Like many Peace Fellows, he credits the experience that he had as a Rotary Peace Fellow for giving him strategies in his work. He says, "The knowledge I gained from my peace and conflict studies has been absolutely essential in the work of analyzing disaster situations and designing initiatives." Of course, Rotary Peace Fellow alumni from ICU. There are many very accomplished alumni from ICU as well. One example is Noelle Volin, who studied at ICU from 2006 to 2008 as a Rotary Peace Fellow. Now in the United States, she is a lawyer and a consultant working to increase awareness about sex trafficking and other forms of sexual exploitation. And again, she credits her time as a Rotary Peace Fellow for helping her gain insights into her current work. She says, "I learned that you don't go in and tell people what they need and what they should do. When we work with survivors and survivor-led organizations, we ask, what can we do for you? What do you need?" Another alumna of ICU is Megumi Nishikura. And Megumi is a documentary filmmaker who has produced films such as Hafu, about mixed race Japanese and non-Japanese persons in Japan. And that film has been very highly regarded, as has her other work. Again, she credits the Rotary Peace Fellowship and her time at ICU for giving her insights that led to her current work. She says, "I am thankful for my Rotary Peace Fellowship, which heightened my understanding of peace." Many alumni, of course, are working with Rotary on large-scale, impactful projects. Perhaps the best example that I know is Patricia Schaefer, who's a Peace Fellow and a Rotarian, and is the executive director of her organization, New Gen Peace Builders. In fact, right now, with other Rotary alumni, Patricia is coordinating a peace building project to train Rotaract Club members in positive peace education, training and mentoring that builds on Rotary's strategic partnership with the Institute for Economics and Peace. She has not only implemented these types of programs in the United States, but also in other parts of the world, like Latin America and the Middle East. Next, I'd like to talk about the founding of the Rotary Peace Fellowship Alumni Association, and with it, the growth of the global network of Peace Fellow alumni. For most of the program's history, alumni did stay involved in Rotary. They did attend international events, and they did participate in Rotary projects. However, the scope of that involvement was more limited because they did not have a coordinated way to work with each other. My intention in my position was to help guide them to create their own organization, which would allow better cooperation among Rotary Peace Fellows, and as a result, cooperation between Rotary Peace Fellows and Rotarians. Two years ago, at the Rotary International Convention in Hamburg, Germany, 80 Peace Fellows came together to share their work, insights, and ideas for building peace. This was a tremendous opportunity for me and for them. They discussed how to work together more closely as a network of peace builders, which included an invitation by Rotary International and myself to form an alumni association. To move this forward, I invited a provisional board of directors to form the Rotary Peace Fellowship Alumni Association. Their first task was to register as a Rotary organization, which they did in October 2019, and also to incorporate as a nonprofit organization, which they accomplished in April 2020. These were small but important steps for the future of the network. On the slide, you can see the first board members who set the foundations for a thriving alumni association, and they established the bylaws, the policies, and the guidelines that will guide the association into the future. Thanks to their efforts, the Alumni Association has been successful, and they were able to launch the first alumni events and started fundraising in April 2020. You can see, for one, Magdalena Zurida, who's an alumna of International Christian University, and she has been so helpful in helping to start this network and currently does so in Latin America, where she currently lives. Of course, the board members set the vision and the mission for the organization. As you see, that's to help organize Peace Fellow alumni, increase networking opportunities among Peace Fellows, and better facilitate collaboration with Rotary and expand the promotion of peace around the globe. It's a very ambitious mission. It's important for me to pause and to mention briefly the structure of the organization. Although I invited the alumni to create the association and have worked alongside them closely to launch their programs, the Alumni Association is independent of Rotary International, as it should be. While I collaborate with the Alumni Association board and I'm in constant contact with them at every step, the future of the organization will be decided by alumni themselves. You can also see that the association has set up regional networks of Peace Fellows in Asia, Latin America, Australia and Oceania, Africa, Europe and the Middle East, and North America. Each of these regions is led by a volunteer regional coordinator who is building connections among alumni in the region and deciding on common projects. I'd like to talk about some of the activities that I've worked with the Alumni Association to help launch in their first year. But before that, I would like to mention that you can follow the activities of the Alumni Association by visiting rpfaa.org or by searching their page on Facebook. Unfortunately, the information is only in English for the time being, but there are new opportunities, hopefully, to expand the information in the future to Japanese and other languages. One activity launched in the spring of last year, during the height of the pandemic, was the creation of a speaker database, which lives at rpfaa.org. This is a page on the website where Rotarians like you can browse the profiles of alumni who can speak about their Rotary Peace Fellowship experience and the work they're doing. This has helped Rotarians and alumni build relationships and has allowed Rotarians to better understand the investment they make when they support the Rotary Peace Centers. Since that time, more than 100 Peace Fellows have been matched with Rotary clubs. Although most of the Peace Fellows can only present in English, I encourage you to share this resource. If you are a Rotary Peace Fellow or an alumnus, you can, and you're not in the database, you can sign up through the website by going to rpfaa.org. And I encourage you, Rotarians, to share this with those Rotary Peace Fellows. In addition, the association has launched since last year almost 30 educational webinars about peace building topics. These events are always advertised through their website and social media. Programs have included, as you can see on the left, Bearing Witness from Nagasaki, where atomic bomb survivors, or hibakusha, shared their experiences and messages of peace. The programs have showed that alumni are very eager to interact with the Rotary community and the public to spread positive messages and educate others on the most important issues the world is facing. The largest program you may be familiar with was last year's first Global Peace Conference led by alumni. The events of 2019 and 2020 showed that the world is facing many challenges, and this upheaval prompted Rotary Peace Fellows from around the world to reconsider what that meant for them as peace builders. They were guided by a desire for more social connection and collaboration during that time of isolation. And so the association launched the inaugural Peace Conference on June 27th of last year, and it was a huge success. If I have to say, the conference drew over 1,500 participants. It featured 75 hours of peace building content, 400 presenters, 50 panel sessions. I think this helped Peace Fellows engage with the peace building community as representatives of Rotary and the Rotary Peace Centers. And it also showed what they are capable of accomplishing together. And I think both of those things are very important. After the 2020 conference, a new board of directors was elected to guide the association into the future. You'll see the 4 current board members here: Wesley Hedden, Wale Adeboye, Bautista Logioco, and Maria Julia Morea. And they have helped set priorities for the organization, and since they have come on board, a number of new initiatives have started. One of the activities that I will highlight from this past year was launched by one of the growing regional networks of Peace Fellows. The European chapter of the Alumni Association worked with Rotarians to create the Rotarian Peace Projects Incubator. More than 50 Rotary Peace Fellows, Rotarians, and Rotary actors, and international experts worked to design 50 projects that Rotary clubs worldwide can take on board and implement. In addition, starting this January, I partnered with the Alumni Association to launch a series of alumni-led discussions called Leveraging Your Rotary Peace Fellowship for Career Success. In these events, alumni and current fellows could discuss on a personal level how to navigate certain careers after the fellowship. The topics so far have included careers in the United Nations, careers in consulting, and careers at grassroots NGOs, and more. This has been a very exciting series, and it will resume in the new Rotary year. And finally, many of you are also aware of the conference being held today, which is the 2nd annual Global Peace Conference led by the Alumni Association. If you have time after this wonderful seminar, please feel free to attend any of the many peace talks, performances, and skills-based workshops offered at the conference. And finally, I'll end my talk to discuss the future of the Alumni Association. As I've said, the association is led by alumni, not by me at Rotary International, and that means that the future is up to them. Many of the programs I've talked about will continue, and some of them will change. The current board has laid out a strong set of priorities that I completely back, and that includes supporting Rotary Peace Fellows' career development, supporting Rotary Peace Fellows' well-being and self-preservation, and strengthening partnerships with special consideration to the Rotary family. There is also exciting news to share, which indicates a bright future for the Alumni Association. This month, a generous gift of $50,000 US to the Alumni Association was made by Rotarians Carol Fellows and Tim Bewley. This is the first gift of its kind, and it's a vote of confidence for the organization's efforts to build and sustain peace. The use of this funding will help the Alumni Association accomplish its highest priorities, and it will open up opportunities for Peace Fellows around the world to facilitate peace-building initiatives. Carol and Tim have been enthusiastic supporters of the Rotary Peace Center's programs for a long time. In fact, their underwriting of the Rotary Peace Fellow Unconference in 2019 in Hamburg catalyzed the creation of the RPFAA. Both of them are recipients of Rotary's Service Above Self Award, and they have established a Rotary Peace Fellow endowment and are members of the Rotary Foundation's Arch Clump Society. The RPFAA board and I am deeply grateful to Carol and Tim for this vote of confidence. I look forward to working with them, as do the leaders of the Alumni Association, and I think it will really help the Alumni Association to build and sustain more lasting partnerships. I'll end by saying that there have been some challenges in establishing ways of working with such a global group of people. There's organizational challenges to coordinating a group that are all around the world, of all different cultures with different priorities. But I continue to be excited by the future of the network of Peace Fellows, and I'm excited to see what Peace Fellows are capable of accomplishing together. Again, thank you for allowing me to speak at the seminar this year. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at any time at the email address here. Thank you again for your time, and enjoy the rest of the seminar.